I have over 40 pounds of bell brass or bronze between my legs right now. This snare for today's battle is the newly released 50th anniversary Tama Mastercraft bell bronze snare. This is the reissue of the infamous Terminator. I just received this drum. I've got about an hour's worth of playing time on it. And over here in this corner we have the heavyweight champion so far. This is the Zildjian 400th anniversary cymbal brass, bell brass, bronze snare, and both of these are 6.5 drums. They're 10 lugs, die-cast hoops, although these hoops are a special, on the Zildjian are a special deal, and I wanted to compare these two drums side by side. Both of them are list price of $4,000, which is a lot of money for a snare drum, especially one that's not a rare vintage snare drum, a new snare drum. And both of them are factory original with the exception of the heads. I have Evans Genera dry heads on both drums. Both came with the factory snares. The Tama obviously has the extended snare roller strainer. This one is a proprietary one designed by the firm that built these drums for Zildjian. And I'm going to sit and play them for you. I have tuned both of them to 90 psi on top. These are both brand new drum heads. Both drums have Evans snare side heads. They are tuned to 80 psi every lug. And so let's have me talk less and play more and let you hear what these two great snare drums sound like side by side. Both of these drums cost $4,000. That is their suggested retail price anyway. And there are some differences between them that have kind of surprised me. This drum weighs over 25 pounds. And this drum came in at 18 pounds. And I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. This is supposed to be, I believe they're both supposed to be 3mm shells. They're both 14-inch drums, 6.5 deep. But there is a significant weight difference, just about 7 pounds. And I don't quite get that, especially given that the hardware, the throw, and the butt plate on the Tama is twice as beefy looking as what is on the Zildjian. They're both die-cast hoops, although these are special welded hoops. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the lugs. I don't know. But this is a much heavier drum, and that kind of surprised me. I will give the rim shot category, I will give the nod to the Zildjian. These straight versus the triple flanged, these straight hoops, I just like the rim shot I'm getting off of that. I like the sound that it produces, and I can get really 3 different notes of rim shots going to the side, medium, and direct center off of this drum, and I could only manage to get 2 off of this one. Not a big deal, not something you use every day, but still it is a factor, especially when you're spending this kind of money on a snare drum. The Zildjian gets the nod also for its flexibility. You can put any standard snare wires, any 14-inch snare wires on this drum. You can get, the 40-inch or 40-wire Gretsch snare wires. You can get equalizers from Pure Sound, or just there's dozens of models of snares. And guys, like the sound differences that a lot of these different options produce. The Tama is not so flexible because it has the extended snares with the roller on the end, so you're kind of limited as to what options you have on that. The Tama gets the nod because it has an internal muffler, and even though I have it all the way off for this particular demonstration, just to give you equal open drum sound, it does get the nod for that. It's one of the few new production snare drums that I know of. The Rogers Dynasonic, you can get the internal muffler on, and also the Sonar Benny Greb model, you have 2 internal mufflers on it. Other than that, a lot of times we are left now with snare drums of, unless you get a vintage drum, of figuring out our own way to deaden them down or get rid of the overtones or the ring. Both of them were equally easy to tune. Both of them sound great. You could heard it yourself on the microphone. There are no effects going through this at all on either drum. If I had $4,000 to spend, and could only buy one snare drum, I think I would buy the Zildjian. And not only for the reasons why I just listed, but also because it's a limited edition. And even though they're supposed to build 400 of these, that's not real limited in the world of snare drums. Even though they're supposed to build 400 of them, I think that resale-wise, holding its value-wise over the long term, I think the Zildjian will do a little bit better than what the Tama will. This is not a limited edition. Tama is going to build as many of these as they can sell or think they can sell, from what I've read. And so long-term, 5 years from now, 6 years from now, you get tired of the snare, something else new comes out, you're just doing it for an investment, I think the Zildjian's going to hold up better. And that factor alone is important to a collector. So if I had just enough money to buy one of these drums, one of 2 of these drums, I think I would go with the Zildjian. The Tama is a great snare, and I think it will earn its reputation just like its father or grandfather did from back in the 80s, and then the reissues that came a little bit later than that. Am I unhappy with this drum? No, not at all. It's just when you compare them side by side, the Zildjian has quite a few advantages in my mind and to my ear. I know that sound is objective and that everybody's going to have their opinion on it, but just as 2 drums to use for either special occasions or even to gig with every weekend, if you want to risk a $4,000 drum at the local ice house, I think I would go with the Zildjian. Anyway, that's my opinion. That's how it comes out to me. As I play this drum more and get used to it, I may, change my mind. It's not a bad drum. It's a great drum. It's an excellent drum. I'm just comparing them side by side in the battle. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all the comments and thumbs up and subscribers that we're getting. And I'll see you at the next snare battle.